Michelle's Seat at the Table is a podcast about leadership, community, and the conversations that shape us. This is a space for those navigating the complexities of leading teams and building communities. So whether you're finding your voice, building a team, or simply looking for a place where you belong, there's a seat here for you. Pull up a chair and join me, your host, Michelle Radney, at the table. I'm glad you're here. Congratulations, Michelle. I'd like to offer you the position of District Sales Manager. Wow. I remember sitting in my car getting this incredible news. I was beyond excited. While I knew I was ready, I was a little scared too. Have you ever worked really hard for a role or an opportunity that would bring greater responsibility, more money, more visibility? And then when you actually land it, one of your first thoughts is, am I really ready for this? Well, I have. But I already knew in this situation, the answer was yes. Yes, I'm ready for this. Yes, I have prepared for this. Welcome to Michelle's Seat at the Table. I'm Michelle, and this podcast is a space for honest conversations about leadership, growth, community, and the moments that shape us. In my corporate career of over 25 years, I've climbed the ranks to executive roles in some of the world's largest and most successful companies. What I've learned is that leadership isn't just about titles or positions. It's about the heart, the hurdles, and the people we bring along with us and invite to our table. Today, I want to share a story about my very first promotion to a leadership position. When I say leadership here, I mean direct people management. We all know that leadership and being in a leadership position doesn't always mean having direct reports. But for this story, that's what it means. I had been in sales for about 6 years, 3 for this company. I was a leader amongst my peers. I raised my hand for projects to mentor new team members. But in sales, most importantly, I was a top performer. I'd gotten the attention and support from the leadership in the company. I knew I was ready for the next level, district sales manager. The first job I interviewed for, I didn't get it. My ego was bruised. But here's what that taught me. Timing is key. When it's the right job for me and I've done all of the work to prepare, it will be for me only. Preparation is important, and so is making sure that your intention is known. This is especially true in large organizations where there are several decision makers. The final thing is that people are watching. They're watching how you show up and how you respond when you don't get the job. So a few months later, my manager was promoted, and I was well prepared and well positioned to compete for the job. This time, I was successful. What I was not prepared for was the dynamic of getting promoted to lead the team I was on. It was challenging going from peer to manager. I was a top performer, I was a driver, but I quickly understood that not everyone is motivated the same way I was, and not everyone wanted to work as hard as I did. One very difficult lesson was accepting feedback, and I mean critical feedback. I had a team of 11 direct reports. Many of them were my peers on the team. And some of you might have heard of this feedback exercise that many teams and leaders do. It's commonly referred to as start, stop, continue. Well, the first time I did this was at the urging of my direct supervisor. I had confided in them on some of my struggles and challenges with the team members. The way the process went was we brought the full team together in one room. This was long before hybrid or virtual working was a thing. I stood in front of the team. I shared honestly about some of my challenges as a new leader. There were some cliques on the team. There were some people who were not pulling their weight, and there were some that plainly did not want to be there. My desire was to have greater trust as a team for a more cohesive partnership, and I wanted us to be a winning team. As a team, we shared what we wanted to stop, what we wanted to start, and what we wanted to make sure we continued to do. Then came the more difficult part. I stepped out of the room and they did the same exercise, but focused solely on me as the leader. And when I tell you, some of it was very hard to hear, but I listened. I asked questions with an open mind and with an open heart. I really wanted to become not just a good leader, but one of the best. I not only committed to changing some of my own behaviors, but I actually did the work. I showed up differently. I showed them that I was committed to do the work, to take the feedback. That day was a turning point for me and for my team. Over the years, we went on to win several awards and recognition as one of the top performing teams in the company. That first year, wow, that first year was transformational. That first leadership role taught me things no job description ever could describe. I made mistakes. I learned that I did not have all the answers, and that was okay. I learned to listen more. In that job, I really learned how to connect with people, how to build trust, how to be vulnerable, and how to inspire and lead with purpose. I learned that leadership isn't just about strategy or execution. It's about building and shaping culture, and it's about the people, developing, inspiring, and empowering them, prioritizing mentoring over managing, building trust over demanding compliance, and recognizing that the team's collective potential is the biggest asset. My first people leader role was an experience that sparked a passion in me that has shaped my entire journey since. I created this podcast to have conversations about leadership, not leaving out the stories of self-doubt and the hard lessons learned, because that's where the growth happens. When I became a manager, there were very few people of color and even fewer women at the table and in the boardroom. While challenging, this fact also became a powerful motivator. I've been fortunate to have so many incredible leaders to help guide me in my career. These aren't just people who held senior titles. They are mentors who took a genuine interest in my development, offering advice, challenging my assumptions, and opening doors to new opportunities. Their guidance has been instrumental not only in navigating professional challenges, but also in shaping my own leadership philosophy. So stay tuned on this podcast because I've invited many of them to join me at the table and on this podcast. In today's fast-paced environment and with hybrid work, critical decisions are often made before we even step in a room. There is even more a need for real conversations and to share real examples and strategies. Beyond abstract ideas, our focus here will be on sharing practical tips and real stories. I hope that you will continue to join me at the table, where you'll hear more about my journey becoming a global leader and from incredible guests who will share their own journeys, insights, and experiences. A powerful reminder that we don't have to lead alone. So to wrap this episode, here are a few takeaways. Timing is key. Preparation is important, and so is making sure that your intention is known. People are watching. They're watching how you show up. And finally, leadership isn't just about strategy or execution. It's about building culture, and it's about the people. Thank you for listening to Michelle's Seat at the Table. I'm so glad you pulled up a chair today. If this conversation resonated with you, share it with a friend or a colleague. Invite them to the table. There's always room. Also, remember to hit the follow or subscribe button, and please give us a 5-star rating on your favorite podcast platform. I'm Michelle Radney. Keep leading, keep growing, and making room for others at the table.